Welcome to another Photoshop tutorial. Today we're just going over the basics of animating a character, and I'm going to use the puppetwarp tool especially today. So first of all, we'll get a picture of your character, and then what I'm going to do is change the name of the layer and just call that, I'll just call that 1, and then duplicate the layer, call that 2, and then what you're going to do is just reduce the opacity on your second layer, and then come up to the edit menu and select puppet warp, and then all you're going to do is put down one pin somewhere on your character, and that will allow you to then select over the actual pin drop and move the character so you can see where the character's sort of moving to. So I'm going to move it sort of say over to about here, just a little bit over, and that looks fine. So let's just apply that puppet warp there just now, and then I'm just going to move the opacity back up to 100% and just remove the bottom layer from sight. You can keep the second layer on if you want and keep the opacity down. You know, if you want to do it that way, there's lots of different ways that you can prefer to do it. So I'll do a mix. I'll do a bit of in between so you can see. So then I'm just going to place my pins in certain places that I want the snake to stay still. So I want him to stay still there, and I want to animate his body over here and push and pull him a bit. So I'm going to make 2 pin drops here, and then this will allow me to just pull the body over a bit, just like this, just to create a slithering effect. And there, that's all I'm going to do for this layer. So I'm going to just apply that, and there we go. As you can see, there's a little slithering movement, and then I'm going to just bring the opacity back up there for that one, and just duplicate the layer again, and just call this one number 3, and then just do the same again. So I'm going to reduce the opacity down on number 3. I'm going to take number 1 out of the picture because you always want just the one that you're dealing with, and the one before, that's actually called the onion skin if you want to know the technical term for it. So here we go again, just come up to the edit, puppet warp, again I press 1 down so I can get the movement there first, and there we go. I'm just going to move him over like that. Now this time I just want his head to move a little, so I'm going to place another pin there, another one here on the body parts to hold those down, and I'm just going to turn his head a little there so he's looking a bit more up. So that's fine, just apply that, and then again, same again, bring the opacity back up and duplicate the layer, that's number 4, and then remove 2, bring the opacity of the top one down, up to puppet warp again, and again put the pin down so you can first of all get a little movement and see where it is, and just move him over a bit. So that looks fine there. So I'm just going to now place the pins over the body again, and this time I'm just going to animate this area here and just pull back and forth the neck. Just going to give it a little pull down here, and a little pull up here. Let's just see a bit over there. And that looks fine, so I'm just going to apply that. Now if you want to now see what your animation looks like, let's just bring the opacity back up there. If you want to see what the animation looks like, you can come up to Window and go to Timeline and create a video timeline, and this will allow you to then change these settings here. And let's see, I'm going to bring all these down to the same width, and this is to do with the actual time that the frame is showing. So if we come here and then zoom out and we click play, it's going to go through the animation and just show you sort of each of the frames. So those look okay, but it's too slow, so I'm just going to reduce the size of each of these, and that's to do with the time that it then takes to actually run through the animation. So let's see, keep that one long. So back to the start, you just click over here to go back to the start and then just click play. So there you go, that's just the basics of the animation there. You can see that's got some nice movement, and if you want you can just continue on and keep moving your character around. Now the next thing you want to do is, if you want to save it, you can render it as a video, or you can export it, or save it for web. Now save for web means that you can save it as a GIF file, so you can come up to here, choose GIF, and then you can have the option of looping it down here, and it actually sort of plays the animation as well, so you can see that. And yeah, you can just click save and that's you done. So that's just the basics of Photoshop animation, and you can give it a shot.